Find Freyja is not affiliated in any way with OkCupid or any other dating service. It is intended solely for critique and satire. If you find real wisdom or advice here, well, that's just a coincidence, baby. And now, it's time to get cozy.
I feel the skin that separates us start to fade. And when I lie on top of you.
Happy Freyja's Day, and welcome again to Find Freyja, the podcast that turns online dating into a role-playing game. I am Mark.
And I'm Natasha.
And we have a couple little notes to share with you this week. First of all, we've got our first animation up on YouTube of a bit we did in our episode last week.
And by we, I mean I spent 3 hours drawing and animating a minute and like a half of content, but it's really cool and fun and I liked it.
Yeah, so go check that out, and we'll put a link on our page.
Somewhere. You'll find it.
Yeah.
It won't be hard to find at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. We're not bad at Twitter at all.
Not at all. We keep up on our social media all the time.
We're such good interneters.
Yeah. Yeah, we're really good at interneting.
Yes.
The second thing is we actually decided to contact two of the people who send us messages and reveal our hand a bit and tell them that we are actually a podcast. And
so they might have actually responded at this point.
Yeah, we have a few messages. Do you want to get into this?
No, let's leave those. Let's get the suspense going.
Ooh,
and,
keep listening.
Yeah, and you'll have to tune in later.
You want to go straight into questioning then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what our regular bits section says on our helpful guideline to how to podcast.
You had to tell them about that, didn't you?
You know what? I think it's actually a good thing to plan for life.
We are planning, yes. So, we're going to answer our first one here. Are you okay with people who grow marijuana for their own personal use? Yes or no?
It depends if they do it well.
I think Freyja's probably done it before or is continuing
I
to do it.
don't think she has the wherewithal to want to be just like
okay, so she's
grow.
Probably lived with growers. How about that?
Yeah, no, like that.
She's probably lived on like a pot farm at least once.
Oh, I'm sure she frequents them. But that's not the question. So obviously she's fine with it.
Yeah, and is that legal here yet, or
no?
No, but it's going to be though, right? It's going to be up to 4 plants, I think.
I think it's like 5. I know it's an odd number.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Grow ops are a touchy subject, and probably not a good idea if your particular state or province doesn't allow it.
I would say it's not a good idea if you don't know how plants work.
Yeah.
Like
no, you want to have a bit of a green thumb if you're going to be doing
like
this.
If you're just like, oh, I want to grow weed, but you don't actually know like horticulture, like don't do it, man.
But I think Freyja would not have a problem.
So we'll go ahead and pick yes. I don't think she cares either way, though. Would you date someone just for the sex? Yes or no? I think Freyja's like a hell yeah.
This is one of those questions, though, where I think there are probably people who see this answer and then mark it very important and then search people based on that question so they can filter out people who would.
You mean people who just want to hook up?
Yeah, and in that case, just, go to Tinder.
Yeah, no, why are you on this site?
Personally, I would not. It's never been really my thing to just be casual with someone. I mean, we kind of started out that way, but we were.
We weren't
it wasn't
dating.
Yeah, no.
We were just. See, there's a difference to me. It's like, would I just like see someone casually and have casual sex? Yes, I've done so. But like, would I date someone?
You have.
What was that?
Gasp! My word!
My lady.
Why, I never.
Did you just show your ankle in public? My word.
So I think in Freyja's case, that's a yes. And she'll accept any. How important is a potential match's sense of humor to you? Very important, somewhat important, not important. For me, it's vital.
Yeah.
And you know that well.
Yeah.
And how important is that to you?
Oh, not important at all.
No?
No.
Really?
I'm such a serious person.
I call bullshit on thee.
I don't know about you, but, like, sarcasm is pretty neat.
No, it's not. Not at all.
Oh.
Sarcasm's stupid.
Oh, man, I set myself up for that.
Yeah, you really did. And, yeah, I think there's something to be said for people who bond over a sense of humor. It's one of the best feelings to me is making a significant other laugh and having them make you laugh. And I think it's an important part of a relationship. But if you're both very serious people, maybe that's not your speed. You know, it's entirely up to the individual. And how important do you think this is to Freyja?
I say somewhat. I think she's pretty chill overall. Like, doesn't need to laugh. But doesn't, like...
Is she one of those people who puts in her profile, I love to laugh and have fun?
No. No, she's definitely not. And I think she would actually, like, dislike those people a little bit. She likes a good belly laugh, but she has those serious, like, down to earth philosophy kind of talks, man. So like
where she talks about sentient gonad monsters.
No, I think
Call back.
I think that one's on us.
Yeah, no, that's entirely on us.
So I'd say it's, like, somewhat important.
And she'll accept.
I'd say anything but not important, because,
Yeah,
like, who doesn't?
I was thinking that.
Yeah, like, who doesn't like humor?
And how important.
Somewhat.
This is so many levels of importance in all these. So we have how important. All the answers are levels of importance, and then answers you'll accept, and then the importance of the importance.
Meta.
So, yeah. So somewhat, I guess.
Somewhat. Can we wait? Can we write in the description meta? Just meta.
This question is meta
This is
AF,
meta.
like the kids say.
Oh god, the kids. If you like someone a lot, do you usually ask them out? Yes or no? It sounds like high school.
Like,
oh, I really like Susie.
can I take you to the dance?
You should totally ask her out. Do adults say this?
I've heard plenty of people say, like, oh, dude, you should ask her out. But, like...
Oh, like, I always hear it as, like, oh, maybe, like, go for a coffee.
Right, yeah.
Not like, ask her out, ask her to the dance. Ask her out, let her be her Valentine.
Like, I don't know any self-respecting adult who says, like, do you want to go out on a date with me?
Or just, I guess if you're hearing that from another adult, you can be like, is this your first?
I mean, that's a good way to gauge the quality of your date, I suppose.
Yeah. I think this question would be more appropriate for Freyja if it was phrased as, if you like someone a lot, do you usually bed them?
Bed them.
Yes, that is a way you can put it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, apparently we're going for classic language this episode. I bite my thumb at this question.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wish there was, like, an irrelevant tab you could check off.
I don't think she does. I don't think she asks someone out.
As I've mentioned before,
People just appear.
people
yeah.
just appear, food appears, generals appear. It just happens.
Genitals appear in an orbit around her head. So, I don't think she cares about how someone answers.
No. As I said, I think this is indeed irrelevant.
Do you think big is beautiful? Yes or no?
Oh, this is a
This
loaded
is a
question.
fat acceptance question, probably.
It is, but if we take it literally, I mean, like, the world's our
What if we just
oyster.
answer this? Like, you mean planets and stuff?
Okay, but if we're talking like planetary physics kind of big, is big beautiful? Are like the biggest celestial bodies more beautiful?
Have you ever seen a nebula?
Yeah, but like, what's bigger, a nebula or like a supercluster? And we can't see what a supercluster looks like because we're not like, or can we? Wait, fuck.
We
not-
sort of can.
We can, but not like in the amount of detail.
We can see other superclusters, I guess.
So maybe
But
they might be better.
they might be.
So we don't know.
I mean, maybe the universe is just as a whole, like, completely beautiful, and I don't know. So maybe, yeah, big is beautiful.
This is the
The
Freyja
bigger
answer.
something is. This is the diplomatic answer. But yeah, I mean, I think that, you know,
You mean you don't want to talk about fat shaming?
I don't fat shame, but you know, I think I've seen plenty of people who carry it very well. I've also seen people who carry it very poorly and don't take care of themselves. So by default, I can't say that big or small is beautiful because it's subjective.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, they tell me. I think health is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And you can be big and healthy.
Yeah, so I think if I were in, like, the dating scene and, like, I was dating, like, a bigger person, I'd really just be like, so how did your last blood test check out? Like, you good? You within range? Because if so, we that's a green light. If not, that's a...
I do kind of think it would be
negative.
funny to answer this no, and then have the only answer we'll accept be yes. just to mess with people, but no, I'm not going to do that.
Now we're
I
getting
think
silly.
I think she's
I think she thinks big is beautiful.
yeah, and she will only accept yes.
Also, because I don't think she cares that much about her health. Well, like, a little bit, but not.
No,
like,
but I see her being
that
one of those
extreme.
people who just like eats crap all the time and doesn't gain an ounce.
Yeah, no, and she's definitely just like, embrace it. Embrace all the fat cells in your body, because they just mean you have
Which
more
is
love
totally
to give.
easy for me to say.
Yeah, right?
Because I always look amazing.
Amazing, not, like, hypocritical at all.
And-
Freyja's kind of a bitch sometimes.
She is. We've created kind of like...
Created a monster.
I think we've kind of created somebody that I wouldn't necessarily hang out with.
No, I don't think I would hang out with Freyja. I think...
Like,
Like-
unless she was very open-minded and I could tell her, like, no, this is the way things actually are.
Or, yeah, no, I feel like having a debate with her would just be infuriating.
Yeah.
For me.
Which kind of, I think, makes her age a little too high. We have her as 28 right now. She seems like she'd probably be like 21, 22
I don't
almost.
know about you, but I know some pretty...
Oh, yeah.
You
No,
know,
there are obvious exceptions.
they're out
but
there, and I think she's an exception.
I do think she's immature for her age.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like 110%.
So this is, how
Like
important is this to her?
28 going on 17. I just a little.
I think, as part of her backstory, that she was an emancipated minor.
Is that canon?
It could be.
Yeah, I guess it would kind of make sense.
It's sort of thing like, I'm leaving home at 15, I don't care.
Fuck you, Dad. You're not my real mom.
No, we said she's got hippie parents, but I think she was probably
They
on her
probably
own.
helped her with,
Yeah,
like,
right?
the court.
Yeah, we want you out of the house, man.
Yeah, like, you need to explore the world, and for some reason that passed.
Which of the following best describes your typical demeanor? Cheerful, I have a positive outlook. Meh, I have my ups and downs. Or annoyed, the world sucks.
What? Wow. That sure is in a range of emotions. I definitely would categorize myself in one of these all the time, obviously. Another dumb question.
Ups and downs.
Well, it's
Who
like
doesn't, though?
Everyone, I don't know if you're like extremely manic forever.
I do think she probably does have a positive outlook, or at least she thinks she does.
I think she thinks she does. Does she get depressed? Do you think she has like...
I kind of doubt it.
I think she's one of those few people who just has never had that experience.
Yeah, and I think she's totally like, you should totally accept it, and I totally know how you feel, man. Even though she doesn't...
Nature is the only antidepressant you need.
Oh God, she probably
She's
does
one of those
that.
people. You know she is.
One of those people who posts that picture where it says, where it's a picture of a forest and it says, "This is an antidepressant."
Yeah. No, it's not. Antidepressants are antidepressants. Wow, we're hating on her this episode.
We kind of are. We are hating on you, Freyja. I apologize. You're our child.
Don't apologize to our child. When she fucked up, she done fucked up. And she needs
true.
to know it.
How did she turn out this way? I don't know.
It was her emancipation.
I guess. I mean, in a way, we are her parents, so.
I'm not gonna own
We
that.
raised her. We created her.
We agreed, no children.
Yeah.
Is this the
This is the closest thing we'll ever
have to children?
That's terrible. An OkCupid themed podcast is our child.
A child, yeah. I don't know, is it terrible or are we saving the world?
We kind of abuse her, don't we?
Verbally. I think that's the only way we can abuse her.
Yeah, I guess so.
Unless we take this to a really, like, fucked up...
Yeah, we could make this really dark and give her just a horrible backstory, but...
That too, and we could, like, be
to.
one of those people who order those, like life dolls. You know, like the life sexy dolls, and we could...
The real dolls, you mean?
The what?
Real dolls?
Yeah, the real... Is that like a trademark name?
Yeah, I think
real
so. There's,
dolls? Because there's a few of them now.
There's a documentary about it.
There's a few. Like, I watched a documentary about, like, these dolls based out of LA, and they were, it was just like this mom and pop shop. And they were prosthetics designers who would usually, like, their full-time job was making stuff for movies, and then they just decided to make sex dolls. And they charge a fortune. Like, goddamn, those things are expensive.
So I've heard. Not that I've ever looked.
There's no shame in doing research.
No, I really haven't, actually.
Well, I have, and I know they're thousands of dollars.
Well, I'm sure I've heard that,
and extremely customizable, like, to the fine point. There's actually a Vice mini documentary on it.
I'll stick with my anime body pillow, thank you very much.
Yeah, we should talk about that sometime.
Which one?
Okay, moving on. Cheerful. She's definitely cheerful. Yeah. She has a positive outlook.
That was a tangent. How did we get from your typical demeanor to anime body pillows?
Some things we'll just never know in life.
I don't think she'll accept the world sucks one.
No, but she would accept meh, because she's definitely one of those people who wants to just, like, try to cheer the world up. Yeah. That's somewhat important. Moving on.
No emo kids.
No. That has absolutely no relevance to Freyja. That's just our own bias in life.
Do you prefer sex rough or gentle? Rough, gentle, or I enjoy both equally.
Define.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
Like, what's rough sex? What's gentle sex?
Are we talking whips and chains here, or or just, like...
Okay, but, like, when...
aggressive or slow and, you know...
When when
romantic.
people say rough sex, I think they just mean, like throw you against the wall and, like, really, like, slam into you and, like, thrust. But, like... Not kinky.
Please never write erotic fiction.
Why?
With that kind of description.
Are you saying it would be bad or good?
Suppose it's a niche audience.
Because the internet doesn't have very high standards.
That's true.
Actually,
that one's gonna go on Wattpad, though.
I think I could make myself a good living out of erotica. I just want to put that out there. Not gonna do it, but I think I could. Anyway.
I probably could too. I am a writer, so
We could do like a couples one. That might be fun.
I don't want to, though.
We could do
at
like
all.
an audiobook.
I don't want to at all.
It could be like a special episode.
No.
Like an NC-17.
No, it couldn't be. That's what Find Freyja Nights would be.
I don't know. It's just like, what is rough or gentle sex? Because I have two ideas of that, and I'm sure that they might be different than what someone else would think of.
What do you picture
What's
as gentle sex? Yeah.
Just the word lovemaking comes to mind.
So like rose petals on the bed, candles
just,
and
like,
incense.
Smooth and like kissing,
starts with
caressing,
an oil rub.
Yeah, well, I mean that's getting into details, but like not like, I feel like rough sex is kind of like pseudo attacking someone. Well, being like, it's like being aggressively turned on.
Yeah, but also just, I mean, this is me, but when I hear someone say rough sex, I just have the mental picture of a guy just being like, it's like angry about it.
Yeah, it's like angry sex.
Yeah. So I think Freyja enjoys both equally.
Yeah.
She's getting laid.
Yeah, as long as there's genitals, it's all good. Answer, I think she'll accept
Any. Would you get upset if your partner flirted in front of you? Yes or no?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Depends on the context, though.
Yeah, is it like joke flirting or like actually... Oh, and also like, is that an agreement in your relationship?
Right.
Where it's like, oh, we can flirt with other people. Because if it's not...
Right. I've never been really a flirty type. I mean, I have with people before, but it always seems kind of like...
You're too awkward.
It's not even that I'm awkward about it, it's that I kind of don't see the point because it just seems like you're skirting around the issue.
No, you are very direct. This is true.
Yeah, and I understand that, you know, a lot of people like playing the game, but you know, how many people on these sites do you see saying like, I don't want anyone who plays any games, I want you to be direct, but then it's kind of like, I mean, I've been out on dates from this site with people who say that in their profile, and then they play games.
Well, here's a question for you. What do you think the difference is between flirting and teasing?
I think it's intent, but I think they're pretty synonymous because a lot of flirting is just, you know, lightly making fun of someone or joking around with them.
Because I find teasing kind of more intimate in a way. Mm-hmm. Like, if say you're in a relationship with someone, like, yeah, you can flirt with your partner, but I think the more accurate verb would be tease. Because you kind of like, to me, the nuance of that word is like there's already something going on there.
Well, yeah, there are multiple definitions of tease.
So that's why I would, that's just an irrelevant side note, but...
Like, do you mean like verbally teasing or like... Hey.
Body tease, like, I'm gonna rub my butt in your face kind of tease.
I think that's more than a tease at that point.
You're right, that is contact. But
that's very overt.
Would I get upset if you flirted in front of someone? I think I'd be more confused. Because I'd just be like, he can't do that.
Why is he flirting?
Yeah. I'd just be like, I don't think it would work, too. I think it would just be like watching a train wreck.
Probably.
But, like, ultimately, I'd be like, dude, no. We have an agreement.
And for me, also, just having a conversation with somebody of my, you know, sexual preference usually comes off as lighthearted anyway, so I like making my friends laugh, and I have lots of women friends, so... On that note, I mean, you could probably construe some of that as flirting if you were looking for it, but it isn't necessarily.
That's true, and I think that's something specifically with you, though, that is very nuanced, and that I've had to learn over the years, is that, like, it's not sexual and your intent is just for laughs. And But it can very easily be misconstrued.
Yeah, it took you quite a while to really get a grasp on my intent and my kind of worldview.
Yeah. Yep, that was a thing.
I think you've settled into it pretty well, though.
For multiple reasons, for sure.
And Freyja would not be upset.
No. She'd probably join in.
I
Make it a
yeah.
competition. Who can flirt the best?
Well, actually, I didn't address this. If I saw you flirting with someone, I'd just kind of be like, I don't know. I would also be confused because I know that you don't really do that either.
I do with my friends all the time, but like jokingly.
Well, yeah, I know that. So, so it's something I'm used to. Yeah, like
you know it because you know I'm not serious and like would never betray your trust in that way.
Yeah.
So there's like an implicit understanding in this regard.
Yeah, and I'm not generally a jealous person anyway, so I think it's fine. But yeah, Freyja would not be upset. Do you think she'd accept someone who says yes?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think she would.
And that's probably only a little important, though.
Yeah.
Ain't no man gonna control me.
Girl, please. Are you annoyed by people who are super logical?
Yes, Captain. I think Freyja probably is.
Yeah.
She doesn't like having that kind of talk.
Also, because I think it probably challenges some of her bullshit, which I don't think she enjoys that much.
Yeah, I don't think she likes being challenged.
No.
Because she's, easygoing. I like it to a point. It depends on a person's personality.
It depends how far they go with it.
Yeah. Because
I'm, in academics, like, you're surrounded by logic. That is kind of the name of the game. Sometimes. So it's like, you kind of have to deal with that, but people go overboard with, like, really getting too intense into the nitty-gritties of what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And it just makes it, like, not fun or interesting.
But I think if it's somebody's general personality and you know that about them and you know what you're going to get from them, then you can kind of have that knowledge going in and engage them in that sort of thing. Like, I have a friend who's a doctor of cognitive neuroscience, and he's super logical all the time. And it's really interesting to hear him talk about this stuff. And he's also a total weirdo, so he's a lot of fun to talk about.
Would you put me in that category
and he makes
as
chicken
well?
noises and sings song lyrics with his name in them. But I don't know if I'd put you in that, because it's easy to get you out of that mode.
Yeah, because at some point it just like it goes over your head, and it's just like, okay, well, I need to speak a different language. But that's also part of my training, is knowing how to switch back and forth between those two. Like,
knowing how to read the room as well.
That, and just like, well, I mean, like, I've trained in like being able to turn like research jargon into like people speak. That is like one of my fortes. So I think you get more of like I could go super like logic on you right now and you wouldn't get a word of it. But I don't, because why would I do that? You just tune me out. And it just would be pointless.
Pretty much.
So.
And I think she doesn't care.
No.
Because she's not the one who's going to be super logical.
No.
Did you join OkCupid just so you could find people to have sex with?
It's weird how there are so many questions about this. Like so many people just trying to find a relationship and with substance and not just casual sex. I'm very confused by OkCupid at this point, because you can tick off that you want casual sex. So if you don't have that ticked off,
well, even
shouldn't
if
it
you
be
do,
assumed?
even if you do, though, this asks, did you do it just so you could have casual sex? And I think this is kind of a dual purpose question, actually, because if you want to weed out people who said yes to this, you would say no and mark it very important.
Well, forgive me for not liking bullshit, but wouldn't you just say in your profile, just want to fuck? You know,
yeah,
like...
but it's, I don't know, it's socially uncouth for whatever reason.
Okay, well, fuck that. Like, social norms.
Well, I mean, considering that there are entire apps dedicated to that, you know,
Yeah, no,
this
like...
one is more, I don't know, like, I don't want to say it's cerebral or anything, because it's clearly not, but I feel like people here are kind of just more casual and lighthearted, and they kind of just want to, you know, answer questions and take quizzes and stuff.
I think we should pass, like, over this question quickly, because we've answered several like it.
Yeah.
So let's move on to something.
And I don't think she did, because we marked that she's looking for new friends, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think she needs help finding sex.
No.
So.
As I said, it arrives.
And she'll accept.
Any.
Yeah. Okay.
A college-level education is necessary, nice but not mandatory, or unnecessary. Well, we all know what I'm gonna say, or maybe like I do, and you do, but
yeah. And, you know, I don't have the level of education you have, but I do have specific trade education.
You've been to college.
Yeah, I have. And, but I've also, you know, I've been to art school.
Yeah.
And I have a budding career out of it. So I was talking to my producer this week, and...
Power couple.
But yeah, I get to say stuff like that now. So,
yeah.
People who dismiss something like art school... I'm actually doing it.
I think it's really, unfortunately, the state of like secondary, or in the States they call it high school, education is not great. So I think everyone does need a college, like do a couple years of extra courses, because that's really where you learn more life skills that they should be teaching you in high school.
Right.
So I think it is necessary. Would Freyja say so? Nah. I'd say maybe she'd say nice.
Nice, but not mandatory.
Didn't we say she dropped out of university?
Yeah, but she still went.
Yeah, so she still went. So
yeah.
It's nice, but not mandatory.
Right.
But I think she'd accept... I don't think she'd accept unnecessary, because she likes opening her mind to new knowledge.
I don't know, if somebody said it was unnecessary...
Would she be
I think
cool
she
with
would
that?
still be friends with them.
Okay, fine. As long as it wasn't like a major political belief or anything that.
No, and yeah, I don't think it's important to her at all. Do you believe that men should be the heads of their households? No.
There's only two answers.
It's yes or no. Like, I don't believe that men should be by default the heads of their households. There are certainly some that are going to be anyway.
I think this is an archaic concept, to be honest.
Yeah. And I think we need to specify that, actually.
Because this comes from the nuclear family idea that was very popular in the States for a long time, still kind of is.
Especially in the boomer generation.
Yeah, and they're just, in these days, especially when we're talking about sexual relationships or polyamory, it's important to realize that there's no single head of the household, one would think. Mm-hmm. So this is not, it's outdated. It's an outdated way of thinking.
Yeah, ideally you want mutual heads of household.
Ideally you just want to collaborate, like every house should kind of be a co-op in like a system kind of way. I think the only answer Freyja will accept is no. Mm-hmm. I say this is very important.
And I think I want to say it's an archaic view.
It is an archaic view. Past is the past. Time to move on with the future times. Which is scarier to reveal to a new partner? Your emotions, your body, neither, or both equally?
I think neither's an interesting answer, because either it means neither is scarier. Like, would that mean neither is scary to you, or would it mean that neither is particularly scarier than the other?
Oh, that's a good point. I think it could mean either of those.
But there's also a both equally, so that would imply that they were equal.
So then you would have to say that neither are scary.
Yeah.
Without relating it to any other thing that you might reveal to a new partner?
I've never been terribly self-conscious about revealing my emotions to somebody.
Oh, fuck, they flow from me like...
Yeah.
like there's no tomorrow.
But, bodies like... If somebody's getting physical with you, you probably don't have to worry too much about how you look.
But it's how you're feeling. Like,
Yeah.
this is, like, a subjective, internal thing.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So, I'm definitely going to say flat out, Freyja don't care.
Mm-hmm. So neither?
Neither. I think it's a good question, though, and it makes me think of what is scary to reveal to a new partner. Like, I would say, like, maybe a history of criminality might be a bit scary.
Or
your kill room.
Or morally. Like, history of kind of, like, morally shitty decisions or
like,
screwing
I'm a sex
people over.
offender, but only because I peed
Well,
near
I'm
playground.
telling you this because I'm legally obligated
to tell you.
That's first date material. That's opening a sentence.
Yeah. That's an interesting... I'd love to have that conversation with someone one day.
Oh, okay.
Well, there are a lot
Good
of
to know.
There are a lot of reasons why people get registered as sex offenders, and not all of them are like, I raped someone.
No,
or I
there are
molested
people
someone.
who, like, got drunk and peed in a bush and...
There happen to be kids and cops
or,
around.
Or even, like, there happened to be a playground around where kids could be.
Yeah.
And the cops went really harsh on them.
Yeah, so don't like jump to conclusions.
Although you can look that up on the registry, why they
are sex offenders, yeah.
So, if you find a bunch in your area, click to make sure that it's specifically not a violent one.
Yeah. True that.
And I think Freyja will answer either. Being romantically approached by a stranger is usually more annoying than nice, or usually more nice than annoying.
This depends on your perspective.
It really does.
Because for me, it's more annoying than nice.
Mm-hmm. And it's still very much a gender issue for a lot of people.
This happens to me still, and it's very annoying.
Okay, every guy at every metal show, hey, how long did it take to sew those patches on your jacket?
And the funny thing is, like, I've almost stopped wearing band shirts because I'm scared some guy's gonna come up to me and be like, hey, what's your favorite album? And I'll be like, fuck, I'm just trying to enjoy my walk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, leave me alone. Like, not to make me sound antisocial,
Well, that's
but...
when you do the black metal claws and screech at them.
Yeah, I also have, like, a public reputation, and that, like, doesn't really coincide.
Well, who cares what he thinks of your public reputation?
No, but, like, this is, like, in assuming that we're in a public place, like, I tend to stand out, and, like, there have been posters of me around before, so, gotta keep a low profile sometimes.
And also just, I think romantic approach by a stranger is generally kind of creepy anyway.
It is creepy.
Approach someone, with friendly conversation.
Yeah.
Because you don't know anything about them. If you only look at somebody and say, that person's attractive, I want to get with them.
For all you know, I could take you home to my kill room. Like, you don't know that.
And you will.
Yeah, well, we will. We're partners.
Well, we haven't brought anyone home from a bar to kill in a while.
It has been a long time, and it's summer now.
Yeah.
Maybe we can make that
The walls are starving.
The walls are starving! Well, we do have the boiler room now. Easy access.
Yeah. And if a stranger knew about these conversations, they probably wouldn't approach you romantically.
Yeah.
So
you're saying that we should kind of broadcast this a little bit more?
Maybe. Well, we're broadcasting it now.
The bad thing about this is I also have, like, people in my life who don't know this. Mm-hmm. And this may not look good on, like, job applications, so maybe let's keep this a little bit quiet until things kind of settle down.
No,
and
signal boost.
signal. Anyway,
Hashtag find Freyja.
I think usually more nice than annoying. Well, my psychiatrist thought it was a great idea, and he seems to like my morbid jokes, so
Yeah.
I think I'm okay. I've got a reference.
I mean, we're very upfront about this being satire, so
Yeah,
I think anybody who has a problem with the content of this, just stop listening.
yeah, and it definitely took a while for us to get like the murder jokes out. So, anyway,
I think by now they'd probably understand that we're that kind of people.
in any case, I have I legit have a psychiatrist who can be like, nah, she's cool.
Yeah, right.
So that's my out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think she would say usually more nice than annoying because I think that's her thing.
I don't know if she wants to be hit on, though.
Are we gonna stick with the narrative that she just like men and women appear and flock to her in like esoteric ways?
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
But I think it's through connections. It's not just strangers showing up and saying like,
No,
I
you're
wanna
right.
do
We
what
did reference in an earlier episode that she like has a network
Yeah.
kind of around the world where she just kind of crashes
Yep.
couches all the time.
she's a professional couch surfer.
Man, what a job.
Yeah.
Bad for your back, good for your wallet. Answer she'll accept any.
Yeah.
I don't find this particularly relevant.
How often do you do things out of spite? Very often, sometimes, rarely, never.
How often do you do
How
things out of
petty are
spite?
you? How passive-aggressive are you? I mean, I don't really do spiteful things. Usually if somebody annoys me or hurts me to the point where I would want to get some kind of petty revenge on them, I just would stop talking to them altogether and avoid them and cut them out of my life.
This goes against like every unofficial oath I've taken working in mental health. So I don't think I've ever done anything out of spite. I've been trained and obviously believe that even when people do things that might hurt you, it comes from a place of like fucked up feelings or like not necessarily intended to cause harm in a way.
Right, and if you do things out of spite, it probably says more about you than it does about the person
Yeah,
you're spiting.
so then you take the view that like, oh man, how hard does this person have it in their life that they are like have come to this decision that they're doing this thing. So you can kind of take yourself out of the equation.
Yeah. I think Freyja would say she never does, even though she probably
She
does
probably
sometimes.
does. I can see her being a little bit petty sometimes.
And I think she'll accept never or rarely.
Yeah.
And that's a little or somewhat.
I'm going to say somewhat important. Keep the drama low.
Let's put that in the
Keep
field.
the drama low. Sure. The idea of gay and lesbian couples having children is acceptable or not acceptable?
Yeah, acceptable. That's an easy one.
Homophobic much?
Yeah, that's a
This
very
is
easy
one
question.
of those clear-cut ones of just like, we don't need to talk about this.
Yeah.
Get with the times.
Right. I've read studies about how it's no different. Anyone who says that it's not good for children because children need both a mother and father, what about single parents?
I've actually read studies where kids who have homosexual parents actually have better outcomes.
Well, they grow up more accepting, one would think.
I think some of the explanations is like their parents have gone through hardships and they teach their kids important lessons in life. Like you don't take so much for granted and you tend to have more empathy, stuff like that.
And I think she'll only accept acceptable, and it's very important to
Yeah.
her.
So really
'Cause that's a hot button
what the
issue.
research is saying is we need more gay and lesbian couples because heterosexual ones aren't doing it right now. Do you enjoy meaningless sex? Yes or no? That sounds like
I think she ascribes meaning to every sexual encounter she has.
I was gonna say yeah. Like, does that sound like to you like it's boring sex? Or
It
like
does sound boring.
just
It's
like sex for
well,
sex's sake.
it's hookup culture basically. Do you
Yeah.
enjoy hooking up? Is what this is pretty much asking.
Yeah.
And I think she would say no. And I don't think she cares what people answer.
Answer no.
I think she would say even when it's casual, there's still meaning to it. That seems in character with her.
What's your opinion of the phrase making love when it refers to sex? It's beautiful. It's hokey and overly sentimental. It refers to a very specific kind of sex. Or it's no better or worse than any other.
I feel like this is kind of like that other question.
Yeah.
Like the gentle is is the making love one. But I don't know. It's just it's a phrase, and people use euphemisms for everything. I don't know. I think that people just say this to say like, oh, we're being romantically intimate.
I don't think we've ever used this phrase.
No, we have not. And
take that as you will.
And I do kind of feel like cheesed out a bit when people use it earnestly.
Oh, we're making love.
Because like if someone tells you like, we made love the other night, it's like.
Oh, so when I think about the phrase making love, I think of it like a factory. Of
dun, 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 dun. Okay.
You finished?
Yes.
I think get out. Get out right now. Get out. You're banished.
But yeah, the factory's making hearts.
Not
something.
even heart, or just like gooey substance of
That's what love is
that
to
they
you, gooey substances?
that they like have like, you know how you would like wring out a sponge?
Ah.
Like I'm you know where I'm going with this.
I don't want to know where you're going with this.
How they would just like
No.
wring
Oh.
out. Okay, fine. If you don't want to know, then
I
leave
like
it.
my heart making factory better.
What if they wrung out hearts and then they like, so it kind of squeezes whatever blood was left in there, and then that goes on to like into, it gets like, was it pectin? And then
Love is heart pectin. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, like, you need to preserve it, right? So, you know, when you need some preserved love, when you really want to show your partner that you care, rip out their heart and put it into the love factory and get your jar of love pectin.
Like, hey, you want to make love tonight? Sure, I'll get the tools.
Just knock them out cold and drive them to the factory.
All right, so what do you think Freyja thinks of this?
I'd say she'd say it's no better or worse.
Yeah, I was thinking that because I think she has all kinds of sex.
Yeah,
and it's
all good.
Yeah, you know, whatever gets you off.
Yeah, as long
I don't
as
think she cares
No.
about the answer. On average, which I'm gonna say this in part of it's in caps, and you'll know which part. On average, which best describes how often you get wicked drunk? Twice a week or more, weekly/bi-weekly, once every month or 3, seldom or never. So when do you get wicked drunk?
Me? I'd never get wicked
Yeah.
drunk.
I haven't gotten wicked drunk in a while.
I never get wicked drunk because I take a lot of medication. That would be all sorts of bad. Also, it's not enjoyable.
Yeah, like my days of getting super drunk are pretty well behind
Like,
me.
I left that phase at 21, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ever go back. So
I think Freyja probably, I don't know, she probably does it like bi-weekly maybe?
yeah, weekly or bi-weekly.
She's a bit of a party girl,
Yeah,
we've
she
established.
is.
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna live a very long life.
Well, she's not healthy. Or she'll just like live forever. She'll be one of
She's
those
one
people
of those people you're just like, how are you
Yeah.
alive?
She's like the
Like Ozzy Osbourne.
like the
and,
Keith Richards of hippies.
yeah.
And I think she'll accept any. I
No,
don't think
we've actually made a decision on this.
have we?
Seldom or never is not an option.
Okay. Even though it's like wicked drunk, like
Yeah. Seldom or never.
She
is not
wants,
an
so
option.
she needs
She
to get
needs
blackout drunk with people.
She needs a partier. We've made this clear. It's a little important though.
Do we want to say I party?
Party hard, like Andrew WK.
And last one I think we're going to do tonight.
Orgasms are clearly the most important part of sex. I agree or I disagree.
I disagree.
I also disagree. It's all kind of important.
Yeah, but...
Actually, important isn't the word I would use to describe sex. It should be pleasurable.
I mean, it's an
nice.
end. It's an end point
For men.
And not everyone has it, every time. So
You can
failure to have an orgasm is, it's not a failure.
Detrimental. No,
Right,
yeah. It doesn't need
And-
to take away from your sexual encounter.
I would say, I kind of want to say communication, but like on a purely physical level, I'd probably say foreplay. Because you gotta warm a person up.
Some people are just,
Yeah, some people just go at it.
yeah, like bunnies.
Like
And many
bunnies.
other animals in the animal kingdom.
Well, even the animal kingdom has, like preening rituals and...
True. Like those crazy birds of paradise who do really elaborate mating dances
Yeah.
and calls that are like borderline disturbing. I don't know, would Freyja agree or disagree with this?
I think she would disagree. She just likes to have it.
I think she likes to have it. I also see her as someone who just has orgasms really easily.
I don't think it's a problem for her, so I don't think she needs to make it the most important issue.
Sure.
And she'll accept...
I'm gonna put a hard
Disagree?
Yeah.
Yeah. How important?
answers that she'll accept. Yeah. Somewhat important.
Okay.
So that's our questioning. Oh, the next question is so nice, but we're not going to talk
That's
about
another
that
religious
yet.
one, though.
But religion is fun to talk about.
It is fun to talk about.
But let's get to messages.
Yeah.
See what
who
we've got.
got.
Oh boy, did we get a we did get a response.
So we've got
We've
got 4 now. We've got weirdest online dating experience I had was I matched with a woman on Tinder. We started chatting and had a really weird but enjoyable conversations. Not your typical Tinder fare of pun, pickup line, phone number exchange, etc. Talked about how Hitler was a painter and other weird random shit. Well, we tried to meet up, but plans didn't work out, so we ended up setting a date for about 2 weeks from initial contact. For context, I am poly, and she said she was in an open relationship, so the day before our date, she messages me how we had actually met previously. She had shown her boyfriend my profile, and he started laughing his ass off since he and I had met several times before, and she and I had met at a mutual friend's party a month prior. We ended up on the date, had fun, never talked again.
Interesting.
And this was the guy with the tool belt.
Oh,
And
cool.
the
The pink picture.
pink safety hat. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, fun story.
Good story.
Thanks.
So we got a message back from the winner from 2 weeks ago.
Okay, I gotta read this. Hi there, I am loving your Oh wait, no, sorry, that's the next one. Scroll down. Haha, that's wonderful. I won a thing. I listened to the podcast to stroke my ego. It was great. Smiley face. I can answer one question for you. The use of the word ethical is an attempt to shield polyamorous people from the common assumption that is amoral, deceitful, or akin to misogyny inherent in polygamy. I would enjoy being friends. That's really cool.
Cool, we got a friend.
Thanks, bro.
I think we're gonna contact this guy again and maybe start a bit of a little long distance friendship with him.
That's super cool.
Yeah,
okay,
cool. New friend.
Let's read the
I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
We got one from the maker from last time. Just listening to your podcast. Oh, we got, hi, thanks for the response. Not weird at all. Everyone is here for a purpose. It is very interesting what you were doing as long as it is done with respect. As makers, we love experimenting and prototyping, and this one is a curious one. We are heading to Victoria for the weekend and Vancouver, Tuesday's meetup at the Makerspace. Come meet us there. Listening to your podcast.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's
We'll have to respond to that.
Tuesday, the 4th.
Oh, fuck, I'm in class.
Are you?
You
You started already?
for for the afternoon only though, so we'll see.
Yeah, maybe we could. That's interesting. I don't know where the makerspace is, but we can
find that out.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Cool. We're making new friends through this.
Great.
And now we've just got a Hey Freyja.
Yeah.
Which is from the picture of the butt.
Oh yeah. Great. So let's delete those on not good ones.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Oh,
yeah.
I'm so glad we decided to... if you're listening to this and, like, you were one of the people that we contacted, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we're excited.
Cheers.
Yeah.
That's a super neat thing to do. We didn't really expect this podcast to go in that direction.
Yeah, this could take all kinds of turns.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you want to get into let's get into our matches?
Yeah. So we've got 3.
We've got the ask guy again. We've got a straight man who is Asian and white, looking for women, and he loves the ocean, and I find myself staring longingly at cable knit turtlenecks and oilskin jackets and thinking about buying a boat.
Okay.
All right.
If that's your thing, cool.
He seems to have a lot of poetry and references in his profile here.
It's actually a very extensive profile.
It is. It's very long.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I don't know if I would have the patience to read all of this.
No, it's kind of like when you get to a resume and, wow, this is really long. I'm still scrolling down.
Yeah.
Oh. I know of a website he uses.
Cool.
You are protected from the terrible secret of space. I am protected, sir.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
An old code word for a website. So interesting.
Yeah.
And he was an 84% match. This guy is straight man looking for single women. He is passionate and full of enthusiasm, very educated and a dreamer. He travels the world. He's an inherited business manager. Interesting.
Could never do without Emirates Airlines. Okay.
Oh, so he does fly all over the place.
The world, yeah.
Wow.
I wonder who gets that, like, $26,000, like, bedroom that they have. Is that airline? I think it is.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, the one that has the really fancy, like, upstairs, like, super first class.
Also really into girls, sports, and tractors.
I'm on my tractor, yeah.
Do you think his tractor's sexy?
That's what I was trying to remember, but I've tried to push it as far away from my brain as possible. So
I can't say I blame you.
That's a wrap then. So
yeah, that's our 3.
We'd really like to thank our listeners, especially the 2 that we talked about earlier. Thanks for following our show. You can find us at our website faculty.ca. That's fakvlty.ca. Which has links to our shows on archive.org, iTunes, and YouTube, and other fun stuff that we've written and recorded.
Including that animation that you did.
That I just did, and it took so long, so please, like, it's a minute and a half of your time.
It's really cool.
Give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm hoping to do more of those unless I end up not doing them.
I mean, as long as we, keep doing funny bits, I suppose.
Yeah, as long as we're still funny, which, give or take.
Right.
You can spread the word with the hashtag #FindFreyja. That's FINEFREYJA. Or you support us by leaving a review on iTunes.
And I'd also like to thank James R. Bayless for his disclaimer at the top of the show. You can reach his voice agent, Gemma Crow, at gemma@turnerfilmgroup.com. This has been Find Freyja. I'm Mark.
And I'm Natasha.
As always, love someone with your genitals.